My name is Fred Monaghan. I was born and raised in Wiradjuri country. That was in Griffith, New South Wales. My father is Michael Monaghan and my mum is Lulu Monaghan. My aim is to find out more information about my family history in the Yassin and the Ngunnawal people. I discovered my great-great-grandfather was Andy Lane, and his partner was, well, my grandmother, great-great-grandmother was Queen Lucy. When I started the research and looking at my family history, it was always about identity. I just wanted this identity so I can connect with and acknowledge, my people and my ancestors, where they lived and where they died and where they, what their journey they went through. And the main source of information was from verbal, and that gave me ideas in terms of doing that research through. So it was pretty important that there was words exchanged between myself and the elders and the community. I've always tried to research the list of the when the Aboriginal people were given rations, and they were, and the government on the day would name the people that were distributed with rations, and I'd be looking at those names and making that contact, and interesting thing that I was finding a lot of their names with their Aboriginal names, and that really made me more, encouraged me more to find out their Aboriginal names, and they were all given names attached to the white people that were on properties that they lived. When I discovered my great-great-grandfather and his brother were named Lane, my grandfather was, great-great-grandfather was Andy Lane, and his brother was called William Lane. But Andy's brother William would not accept the name William Lane. He just called himself Billy the Bull. The more I read about it and the more research I did, I really started to realise what my ancestors went through. My grandparents and their children, that was my dad and his family, were forced to go and live on the Cowra, Arambi mission, and so they were sort of forced to go out there and live there, and they weren't really allowed back into their country, and it saddens me that they're buried out of country. They should be buried here in their country. In 1838, they started to build the Catholic Church in the main street of Yass, and my great-great-great-grandparents, there was Jack and Kitty King. They led an all-night corroboree and protest against the building of this church. Maybe it was some sort of sacred area, but and it was the purpose of the protest. And it basically fell on deaf ears. The whole church, the church was built. And you think about back in those days when the Aboriginal people weren't really given or listened to and given their rights, and it saddens me. Our people, or my people and ancestors, were trying to put their views across and make it known that this is my country. You just can't do this. Nothing like that really made any difference.